All right, if it looks good, I'll just leave it because my internet's been so crazy um, all week this week. Internet goes out around 8:30 in the morning and does not come back until the afternoon. And they're like, "We're improving stuff." And it's like, okay, but like during business hours, crazy. I am sick. That is a true story. I've been sick all week, and I couldn't even bother to even try to put makeup on this morning. I was like, you know what? Why? But I've had a cold all week and being a real baby about it because it's been too long. And I also have asthma for the past few years since I had COVID that one time. So then as soon as the cold like kind of creeps into the chest a little bit, I have asthma problems. So now I'm like up every 2 hours taking a treatment because I can't breathe. Um, and I might have to leave here at some point to cough and throw up. So that's where I'm at this week. How are you guys doing? I missed you last time. Things are just so busy and I just feel overwhelmed with everything. So I had to take a personal day last week. But how are you? How's the vibes? How are you doing? Oh, misty. Yeah, just like enough already. Yeah, I'm hoping this just like goes away. But in good news, I'll share some good news. I'm done with this semester of school. Everything's completed. Um, and moving into my last semester of internships in January and um, one more 8-week class, and I am done. Done, done, done. And um, I'm really happy. I'm really excited and have really been feeling a shift in just everything and realizing over the past couple weeks. I'm wondering if you're feeling this way too. Like, I'm just exhausted. I am exhausted from like everything from the past like 6 years of my life, it feels like. I'm just tired. And I'm tired of like making the magic for people and like taking care of everybody and like taking care of me and like just I'm tired of everything. I don't want to do it anymore. Um, so I just like really feel I'm really feeling that. Like I just, and I even have been really looking at myself um and saying like, okay, why do you think that the way that you choose to love people is by like trying to do everything for them? Like, is that really loving? Like, I don't know, just all of that kind of stuff. Like, it's too much. And it's not that, I mean, people do expect a lot of me because I have children as well. But a lot of this I do myself. So I'm just exhausted. And I was thinking about how, like, when I was living at the schoolhouse, how like stressed I was all the time, right? Like just like every like square inch of my body was stressed in some way, shape, or form. And now, like I finally have gotten to a place where um I'm not in that space. And it's like I just realized it. Um so now I want to make choices to give myself a rest, is what I'm feeling like. I want to make choices that allow me to do less juggling and creating and all of that. Like I just need a break from it all. So it feels really good to me to think about after graduation kind of moving into a space where I'm working, like I get up and I go to the center and like work with my clients and then come home and don't really need to worry anymore. Like I don't want to do marketing. I don't want to promote myself. I don't want to create new content. I just don't want to. I need a break. So And I think that's fair, of course it's fair. But it's just where I'm at. I think a lot of people are at that place. We're just like, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. And I need to like focus on my health because, I'm in my 40s now, like snug in there, and it just feels like time to time to chill and get myself sorted. So I am. I'm gonna do that. And it feels good. Feels like take a break from it. Obviously, I don't want to disappear from here entirely, but there may be times when I do. I think you never know. But coffee magic is still here, so don't worry. And with that being said, again, I'm gonna just let you know that if you are in Pennsylvania and you are a current one-on-one client, or you want to be, um, starting at the end of May, you can use your insurance and work with me. So through the center where I'm going to be working, and you can do that in person and you can do that virtually, either or. So just throwing that out there because I will be obviously not taking one-on-ones after that because I will not have any time to do it. But that's exciting too. So anyway, let's get to the magic. Let me give you three things. I'm going to give you three functions that you don't usually think about as that exciting. Or maybe you do, but when you can't do them, it really makes you wonder. Um, Breathing, sleeping, and smelling. Those are your three. What are you feeling? Nicole, so because of insurance, like the licensing is going to be Pennsylvania. So your insurance won't cover you to see a provider that's outside of your state, unfortunately. Eventually, like in about 2 years or so, I hope to be I'm gonna get my licensure in like my state and surrounding states, but it's gonna take a few years for me to get licensed. So until I'm fully licensed, like on my own, I'm basically like licensed under the center, if you know what I mean. But I'm like loving it. Like I didn't realize how much I can do as a therapist because I don't think I've ever had a therapist do as much as I do, but like I can actually like create meetings between like your healthcare providers and like give recommendations to your psychiatrist and your OBGYN. Like it's really amazing like what you can do as far as like advocating for your client in that space. So it's pretty great. Breathing, sleeping, and smelling. Three things that are the best. Breathing, sleeping, and smelling. And pardon me while I blow my nose. I wish you did too. However, you know, what's 2 years, right? Oh my god, it was so gross. I'm so sorry. I promise that if I have to throw up the contents of my lungs, I won't do that in front of you. But I'm just keeping it real this morning. This is where we're at. Breathing, sleeping, and smelling. I'm shuffling now for breathing. Drop which one. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Suzette. I'm so sorry. Yeah, ooh, I've done that too. Breathing, sleeping, and smelling. Here comes your breathing. Okay. Tell me when you're ready for breathing. It's just like an all sensory experience this morning. I want you to really be here with me. All right. So, again, your choices this morning: breathing, sleeping, and smelling. This is your breathing. We have the high priestess, the wind fairy, and the hawk. Whoa. There was a hawk in my yard yesterday, and I saw two eagles together. Very birdy lately. All right. So, high priestess, wind fairy, and the hawk. Lots of feathery and air energy in the breathing, which is makes sense, I guess. Um, it's a very heady time for you right now as far as like receiving signs and even like new ways of thinking it feels like are coming in. And that actually is really important for you to not tap into, but like allow. So you may be feeling that you're just not thinking about things like you normally do. And it can be a little alarming, right? Because it's like, "Oh, why do I think that? Like why am I thinking about things that way?" It's because you're literally changing how your brain functions and you've been, right? So we've been doing work on like rewiring subconscious patterns, right? What happens once you've rewired enough pathways to create new ones, right? Like what happens? Well, you start thinking differently. And you're in that weird limbo state where you're starting to really think differently reflexively, right? Subconsciously. And yet you still have that like muscle memory of the before times. So you're kind of like, "Ooh, I'm thinking differently." Do you know what I'm saying? You're just like in that space of like, yes, I am doing this differently, but at the same time, ooh, I'm doing this differently and it feels a little weird. That's fine. You kind of just like be there with that. But at the same time, really pay attention to the way that you're crafting your perceptions around you. You're very magical. Even, when you're like this, like blowing out snot and being gross and just feeling icky, you're still full magic, even if you don't feel that you are. Everything you're thinking, everything you're touching, everything you're doing, like, is this like beautiful flow of magic. And you are in that flow now. Like, so don't resist it, right? Let yourself go with it. Ask for signs. Let the signs be signs, right? You may have also found your analytical mind rearing up in a way like it hasn't in a while. You may have found, like in the past, that you were much more accepting of signs and synchronicities and magic generally, and you may find you become a little bit, cynical or staunch, right? That's just because you're tired. So reset. It's okay to be magical. It's okay. That's okay. We like it. You like it. You like it. So come back into that space. Come back into that space. That is your breathing. Next up is my favorite, sleeping. You know what pairs well together? Breathing and sleeping? Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. I cannot imagine if, like, in my daily life, I had to mouth breathe to sleep. Like, what is that? I feel like you'd always just feel horrible all the time. Do you know? Is that what sleep apnea is? Or is that when you stop breathing? Priscilla. Cindy, remember when you sent me that TikTok about the cat language and like talking to your cat, and you probably thought it was a joke. Well, I actually use that language with Priscilla, and it's the only thing she listens to. You know, like if I want her to come over, I don't say like, "Come here, Priscilla." I'm like, "Meow, meow, meow." Yeah, see, She's like, "What do you want, bitch?" But like seriously, she listens. And even when she's doing something bad, it'll make her come over and be like, "What do you want?" So it's clearly cat language. She's been kind of nice to me this week, which makes me feel like she knows I'm sick, you know, take a break. All right, tell me when you're ready for sleeping. I'm always ready for sleeping. Secrets. It's not a secret. Good morning, Lola. All right. So this is breathing, and you have no, this is not breathing. This is sleeping. And you have the swan, joy, letting go. Letting go, letting go. It's our favorite. We love letting go. All right, but I mean, I don't think you're gonna be mad about this message. It seems pretty nice. So swan, joy, and letting go. So if you remember, the swan is kind of, I mean, it's a very similar message to the first one, honestly. Um, you're opening up to this self that you've been um, creating the foundation for the past few years, right? This is the you. I mean, ooh, you know what I'm really feeling about this is like um, 2025 is like the year where the you that you've been creating from the ground up steps out onto the stage. That's what I'm feeling with this. So, with that in mind, as you prepare for the arrival in the physical plane of this self that you've been so diligently creating, in some cases painstakingly, there's a frequency that you're going to want to hold on to. And it's this one. Okay. Some people think that you have to have a positive mindset all the time. And I'm not one of those people because that is annoying and not realistic. However, you can have a high frequency while also enjoying the ups and downs of your day and your life without beating yourself up about it. And it's going to be about this. So, for example, I feel like poopy caca today, all right? All week. I've had some bad moods. I've been a little cranky. I've been a little mean um, to people. And I could let that like really bring me down and feel bad about the fact that I'm being a real asshole or feel bad that I'm sick and like, woe is me. And I can do that. But I can also do that and let it move through me. I'm not going to hold it in my field. See what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, what's a good example? A good example is maybe this. I can say, oh, I really want to stab that person in the eye with this fork, right? And I can have that thought and just be like, and then let it go. So that keep going, right? I don't have to I don't have to do it. And I also don't have to like ruminate on the fact that I had that thought, like, ooh, what's wrong with me? Am I a crazy person? Who cares? Just let it go, right? Let it keep moving. It was kind of a funny thought. First it was murderish ish, Then it was like, imagine. And then I moved on. So let it go. Like that's kind of the thing here. Hold on to the frequency of joy as like the background buzz now, and then allow the other things to ebb and flow, go up and down, up and down. Keep your frequency high. You allow yourself to keep moving. Let the things move, right? You don't have to always have like a positive thought. Again, annoying. The trick is let the thoughts keep going. Let them keep going. And really quickly, you're going to see all of a sudden, who's this you? Who is she? Who is he? Who is they? Like, it's you. It's the one you've been making. Okay, so that is your sleeping. Did you see your crow? Bye bye. It's your message. It's very cold today, but at least it's not raining. Weather can't decide what it wants to do, legit, right? All right. Last one is smelling. I maybe have 15 to 20% of my smell at this moment. And I have to tell you, that is the one that like makes me panic because I'm such a scent oriented person. And I just like, I need to know how everything smells at all times. Do you know what I mean? And so, like, I feel so uncomfortable in my house. I'm like, does it smell? Like, does this smell? Does my hand smell? Like, I don't know. It makes me crazy. But again, I had that thought and I'm going to let it keep going. It is what it is. I'm getting my hair cut next week. And I think I'm going to bring my bangs back, right? Do we like that? Do we enjoy my bangs? And maybe like cut a few inches so my hair gets like fluffier again because it's kind of getting straggly. Oh, interesting. Tell me when you're ready for smelling. Okay. All right. Bring them back. The only reason I grew them out a little bit was because I was going to Mexico and it's so humid there that it like they just like are a pain in the ass over there. But it's not humid here. Okay. Will do. We'll update you with a picture next week. All right. So tell me when you're ready for smelling. Oh, you did already. Sorry. Okay. Well, here you go. You have the High Priestess again, the Wind Fairy, and the Wasp. What is up with that? Who's that girl? Probably someone in your family. Hold on. I've done pretty good. So just like I'm about to blow my nose, lower your volume or like mute me for a second if you don't want to hear that. Okay. All right. Much better. So Wind Fairy, High Priestess, and the Wasp. All right. So much like the first one, but with a little side of sting. So again, you are you are fresh in this new way of thinking, right? This elevated way of thinking, this way of like breaking out of old programs and yada yada yada. Like you're doing it. But now somebody or some bodies, they don't like it, right? They're like, "What's wrong with you? You're so boring. You used to be more fun. How come I can't like freely feed off your energy and like make you feel bad about yourself so you think you have to be with me and like take this abuse and call it love? Like, what are you doing? That's so lame. Like, am I gonna have to find a new supply? Like, I thought we were kind of in this together, right? I don't know. So anyway, so that's happening. And it's really it could really throw you for a loop right now because you're still kind of new on the new way of doing things in your brain. And it's easy to go back to old ways because you have so much built up experience about it. But it's probably because this is the time of year where you encounter people um, that you maybe don't see all the time and are very triggering for you, right? If you're seeing family, maybe they are triggering for you. Family is the number one trigger, really. Um, but you have to just remember there's a reason why you started this process, whenever it was you started it, probably years ago, right? For some of us, 2016 was a real year for that, just like of the beginning stages of it. And now here we are. A lot of us are in totally different lives than we were in 2016. Actually, let's pause and take a poll. 2016, how many of you are living a completely different life than you were in 2016 now? I'll wait. We're like pausing to take a little poll. Obviously, me. Yep, 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 Yep. And like when I say like really different, like I mean really different, like to the point where could 2016 you even conceptualize the daily routine of current you? Could they? So I want you to remember that because that's kind of how this goes, right? So a lot of things have happened to get you to the space where you are. Don't let boring people with no self agency or ability to create magic on their own drag you back into a space that you don't want to be in. Absolutely not. Okay? Or are you being nice to me? Here, do you want to say hi to people and show them how cute you are? Ooh, look at this Perlissa. Doesn't she look annoyed with me? Don't you look annoyed with me? I can't figure out why she has one runny eye. We were waiting for it to just like stop, but now it's been consistently running. Could it be allergies? It's just the one. I love you so much, Perlissa. Being so sweet. So sweet to me. Oh, there we go. Now she's biting me. See? This is what she does. This is what she does. Allergies or blocked tear duct. Ooh, okay. All right. That was all the sweetness I'm getting. Now we're fighting. Now we're fighting. Oh, you're so cute, though. You're so cute, even though you hurt me. Mm. Okay, here you go. All right. So, anyhow, ow, Melissa. Every time I put her down after I do this, she like attacks me. Um, but it's lovely. I love it when you bite my feet. So great. Stop. Stop. Whoop, whoop. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. All right, so that is your coffee and magic for this morning. You're doing great, right? I mean, pretty much the vibes. I like the message about 2025 being the year that the self you've been building from the ground up walks in physical form. I like that a lot. Um, so today is the Friday the 13th. I hope you have a really good weekend. Um, I will not be here next Friday because I'm going on a little day trip um, to have a massage and stuff. So I won't be here. However, if I can pop on sometime in the week and I'm not feeling too ick, I will do that. Okay. But otherwise, if you're on my mailing list, you'll get an email when I do stuff. But just follow me on Instagram. Otherwise, we don't know how long we're going to TikTok. Um, and I'll keep in touch there. But I love you guys. Thanks so much for being part of this community. Hope you have a really awesome rest of December whenever I pop in and see you. And just remember, you're doing really awesome. And you don't have to always be in a good mood or say all the right things. Just let it flow, right? Let it flow. Okay? Mwah. Love you guys. Now I'm going to work